Hey guys, the video that's going to follow this one is actually one that I recorded in February of 2013, so 5 years ago, back when I was a vlogger for the BacktoBasics WLS channel. Back in the day, we had people who did like weekly vlogs for one channel, and we had one subject that we would talk about, and I was a vlogger. I think I was like the Thursday vlogger or Tuesday vlog. I think it was Tuesday vlog. But this kind of goes along with the video I posted last week, and I just happened upon it today when I was going through some videos on my channel trying to clean things up and put things in playlist, and it triggered me to go watch. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a video that got a lot of good responses, and when I listened to it, back to it, it was very similar to the one I did last week. So it's kind of interesting that I said all that 5 years ago. A little bit of a different perspective now, but I think all the things that I said still stand true. So I thought people who just started following me in the last couple of years who maybe never followed the Back to Basics channel may find this video interesting and helpful. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know in the comments below if you have any thoughts on it, and we can have like further discussions about it, okay? Bye guys. Hey guys, it's Tanya, and this is the Back to Basics WLS channel, and I'm your Tuesday vlogger. And my topic this week is kind of serious, and I put a lot of thought into it. I hope I don't go too long, but I have a friend who I think is struggling a little bit with this subject, and so I thought I would just give my take on it. This is strictly my opinion. I don't claim to be an expert. I am still learning. I'm only 15 months out from surgery, and I'm still processing the whole thing. But this is my take on this subject. Okay, so I guess I'm going to kind of entitle this Goal Expectations and What is Right for You. And I have lots of notes because I had lots of thoughts in my head, and I was trying to organize them. And over the last several months, as my weight loss slowed down and basically stopped, I had to get okay with that. And it took me a while to get okay with that. I'd say several months, and I'm finally in the last month or so getting my head in a good place, accepting all the changes that I've gone through over the last year and a year and 3-4 months. So what I want to say first is, for some of us, the weight loss is harder than others. And I had to accept that I wasn't going to be one of those people who continued to lose even past that number that they put in their mind, and they didn't know how to make the weight loss stop. I am not one of those people, and does that make me a little sad? Yeah. Like, I would have liked to have been one of those people who had to work hard to add calories and to stop the weight loss, but that was not me. And I think that's probably true for a lot of us, but a lot of us tend to look at other people who are more successful, not less successful, and compare ourselves. And that kind of goes to what Sally talked about last week with comparison is the thief of joy. And it's true, comparison is the thief of joy. And I did struggle quite a bit with comparing my success to others and questioning why couldn't things be easier for me. And I still go through phases every few weeks where I feel like, I never did get to a normal BMI. 159 would be the top of my BMI, and I've been hanging in the low to mid 160s. And I've had 3 different doctors tell me that I'm at a healthy weight no matter what the BMI says. But of course, we still focus on the negative. But I had to step back and ask myself, if I was not part of the YouTube community, and I was not part of the Facebook community, and I was strictly Tanya, who went from 273 pounds to 163 pounds, would I be happy with that success? And the answer is yes. if I would have talked to myself a year and a half ago and said, in February of 2013, you're going to be 164 pounds, how would I have felt about that? First of all, I wouldn't have believed you, because it would have seemed like a dream beyond all dreams for me. And I think the only reason why I go through phases where I get down on myself, that I wish I was more successful, is because of comparing myself to other people's journeys. So I've been working hard to not do that and to be accepting of my own journey. So, but do I get frustrated? Yeah, I still get frustrated. I get frustrated that I feel like I have to spend as much time as I do concentrating on my food choices and putting in my time in the gym to maintain not in the healthy BMI range. I'm still in the overweight range, doing everything that I do. Could I do more? Yep, I could do more, and what I'm going to talk about addresses that kind of thing. So when we start out, we really don't know what to expect. And I know for me, I wanted to get thin, but I didn't really believe it could happen. And so I hoped and dreamed that it would, but my expectations were kind of low. Then it seems like as we experience a lot of success and the weight starts coming off, our hopes get built up high. And we think, oh my God, I am really going to be able to lose 100% of my weight. What does that mean, 100% of your weight? Get into what number? How do you pick the number? It's that big question mark in the sky. So our hopes get built up, and as we get closer to that number, of course the weight slows down because you have less to lose, and you have to reassess, what am I doing? Am I doing everything that I possibly can to get to that number? And you have to make little adjustments to, adjust your eating plan. Maybe you had some carbs in there that, you can't afford anymore. Or maybe you need to up your exercise to something a little more intense than what you've been doing to keep your heart rate up. I try and keep my heart rate in the low 150s. I find that is what helps me burn the fat. So, but that's me. That's my journey. Then you also have to analyze your life and decide, what are you willing or not willing to do to make those little adjustments to get a little further along in your journey? Are you willing to make those adjustments short term, or are they going to be lifelong adjustments that you can maintain for the rest of your life? If it's short term, is it worth it? Because when you stop doing it, even if you get to that number, you're going to bounce up because you can't maintain the level of fitness or the low calories. And are you setting yourself up for disappointment when you reach that number and then you bounce back from it? Because maybe it wasn't a realistic number for you. Maybe not for somebody else, but for you and your lifestyle. So I find that the key has been becoming happy with the new lifestyle that you're living, and not what the scale says. Not what the scale says, which is hard. I've had to really accept that I like my life. I like the way I eat, and I like my level of fitness, and I like the other extra things that I have going on in my life, like work and kids and family and commitments. However, if you desire more from your weight loss journey, you need to analyze whether or not you have room for growth and change in your journey. Okay? And if you think you do, well, let me go back. If you want 100% success, are you willing and able to make the sacrifices in other areas of your life to allow for those changes? Sometimes those changes are not possible because of life commitments that we have to taking care of kids, maybe taking care of sick parents, going to school, working, commuting. You know, there's a myriad of things that we have going on in our lives that could affect the choices that we can make for our weight loss journey. And the thing is, it's okay if you don't have room to make any more changes to your life. It's okay, because this is your journey, not anyone else's. Okay? You are not a failure if you can't make any other sacrifices in your life. To me, it's because you have a full life that you can't make any other changes. Okay? And that's not something to be sad about. Okay. It may mean that you don't get to the number that you want. But would it be worth it to make sacrifices in your life to get to that number? And I'll give you an example, a few examples. Would you be willing to take your kids out of their own extracurricular activities so that way you can spend more time in the gym? Would you be willing to put a parent in assisted living so that you can spend more time in the gym and less time taking care of them so that you can get to your number goal? Will that make you happy? Are you willing to drop out of school so you can spend more time in the gym and get to your number? Would dropping out of school make you happy so that you could get to that number? Maybe the answer to those questions is yes. Maybe it's no. But you have to make that decision for yourself and become happy with that decision. Okay? It's okay if the answer is no, I'm not willing to make that sacrifice. Okay? If the answer is no, then you need to find peace within yourself that you are living your best lifestyle for your life and not somebody else's. You need to find peace in your heart that you are healthier than you were at the beginning of your journey, and you can maintain the good health that you have found so far. Okay? However, if you think you have room in your life to add a few more changes, then you need to 1, make a plan, 2, write it down, 3, talk to your family and friends about it, and 4, execute that plan. Okay? If you have room in your life to make some modifications to your journey, then do it. Do it and make it happen. Because you can. Because you've looked at your life and you've analyzed it and you know that you have the ability to do that. Okay? Only you can make the change. And you can't blame others or be envious of others if you're not willing to make that change. Okay? So you either need to become okay with where you are and be happy to maintain it, or be willing to make the sacrifices in your life to make a few more changes to keep the progress going. Okay? So here's the takeaway. Become okay with your journey, with your health, with your positive changes that you've made and maintained for months and in some cases years. Healthy is not a number. It's a lifestyle. Okay? Are you off all your meds that you were on before your journey started? Are you getting regular exercise, true physical, intense exercise on a regular basis? Are you making healthy food choices 90% of the time? That's a healthy lifestyle. No matter what the number says on the scale, if you're doing those things, if you're off your meds, you're making good food choices, and you're getting regular exercise, that's what's most important, not the number on the scale. When you can become okay with that and find peace in your heart with that, you will be happy with yourself, no matter what the number says. Okay? When you know you are doing the best that you can do for your journey, you will be at peace with where you are on the scale. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, this is my opinion based on what I've done in my journey. I'm sure some people will disagree with me, And that's okay, because we're not out here to agree with each other. But I don't want anybody to be disappointed with where they are if they're living their best healthy lifestyle. Okay? Y'all, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. If anybody has an opinion, agreeing or disagreeing, I'd like to see a video response, because I think a lot of us in the community could use the support. It's a tough time deciding when you're in maintenance and what your little number is supposed to be, okay? And it's a mental struggle. So I think if anybody has anything they'd like to contribute, I'd love, love, love to hear it, and I know others would too, all right? Y'all have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next Tuesday on the Back to Basics WLS channel. Bye, y'all.